Hello everyone, my name is Caddy901 here, and I'm going to be starting a brand new Let's Play series on a game called Factorio. A little bit of Factorio. It's a construction and management simulator game where you simulate and manage factories. The game has been out for a while in beta for I would like to say about 5 years or so at least, maybe a little longer. But I haven't heard much of it until recently, so I thought I'd give it a shot. It's been a neat little game. And just kind of share the game with you as I learn myself. So we're just going to kind of just jump right in. I'm going to actually increase the size of my resource posits just for the fun of it. Keep the resource nodes kind of there so they last longer. And we're just going to dive right into it. So, first kind of thing, WASD to move around, E to open up your character and crafting menu, and that's kind of the basics immediately. M is map. So based on this map here, we can see that we have an iron ore deposit, a copper deposit, a coal deposit, stone deposit, some uranium, kind of all in one area, and some water access. Early on, it's kind of nice, if I've noticed, having these things close by, having coal, copper, iron, and water, and stone all near each other. This way you don't have to spend a whole lot of resources to transport those raw materials to your central location. So first thing is we're going to kind of come up here, and we're going to collect some stone and some coal, so we can start developing the basics here. I'm going to go up to this thing, my wheel mouse in to zoom in, and holding the right mouse button is going to allow me to start harvesting this stone. And if I were to hold the left button over something I place, a factory or some kind of structure, I'll be able to pick up that structure. So we're just going to kind of get about 10 stone here, and then I'm going to run down to the coal. I'm just going to get a couple pieces of coal here to put into a furnace that I'm going to hopefully be able to make here, and kind of start getting things moving. So I got a little bit, open up the tab by hitting E, and I'm going to go straight to this production tab. I'm going to open that up, and I am going to build another small furnace, a stone furnace, and that's going to allow us to smelt our raw materials, our copper ore, our stone, and our iron ore. And the reason we want that is we really want to get these burner mining drills started. And to do that, you can see here if I hover over it, you get the materials that's required to build it. It requires 3 iron plates. So, yeah, so we're just going to try and get the furnaces here to smelt the raw materials, and the burner mining drill is the first stage of mining or harvesting those raw materials. And of course it's a burner mining drill, therefore it takes up some kind of fuel that it can burn. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to run down to our iron, and we are going to place it down, just anywhere, right there. You can see it's flashing gas pump, meaning it needs something to fuel it. So we're just going to go ahead and put left click, put some coal in there, and it's going to harvest raw iron. And we need it to harvest enough that we can start producing some materials here. So I'm going to put the furnace right next to the drill so it automatically inputs what it harvests into the furnace. I'm going to run back up here, harvest more coal, and we are going to just repeat that for a little bit until we get enough iron smelted up into plates to create our gears and create 4 more burners. And that will be how we will automate the production of coal by using those 4 burners. And we'll explain or show kind of how to do that here once we get enough iron. So I'm just kind of harvest, wait for it, and we are going, while that's cooking, we're actually going to run up and grab more stone to create our furnaces. Each burner drill requires a stone furnace, so we're just going to harvest some stone in the meantime. And we're going to place our burners in a square, a 2x2 square, so they feed into each other, and that will automate the production of coal before we have conveyor belts to transport that coal elsewhere, and before we have power. So we have enough for 3, and that is because we don't have enough stone. So we can grab a couple more pieces of stone, make our last burner. Go grab our last bit of iron quick, and then we should be good to go up and produce this last burner. So the yellow arrow shows where the burner drill is going to automatically output its material that it mines. So we're just going to place one down, and I'll put the next one above it, and we're going to hit R to rotate it so it goes to the right. Place it down, then go to the right, rotate again so it goes down, and finally rotate it again so it goes out to the left. We're going to mine one piece of coal, and we're going to put it in here, and then coal will be mined and fed into each other so it will harvest and self-feed for coal. And so those will automatically run until the inventory slot inside, which goes to 100, maxes out. So that was going to continue to make coal. And while that does that, I'm just going to take some of the coal out that it has produced already. And I'm just going to run down and start feeding the iron again. And that is kind of the basic start to the game Factorio. The next step we'd want to do is generate power, and to be able to do that, we are going to need electrical. So we're going to have to produce some copper. So while that stuff's running, we're going to go collect more stone to make another burner. And then from there, we're just going to set up the burner and the second furnace right next to each other on the copper pit. Go manually harvest some coal or pick some coal from the burners in the coal pit. Excuse me. And just place it in, let it cook up, do its thing, and just kind of let the iron, coal, and copper produce and smelt for a little bit to gather up a good chunk of resources. So if I hold Control and I right click, that will pull the resource out of that object without having to enter its UI. So I need another burner, and then we're actually going to pick up that. Just going to go ahead and place it down right there. Burner right next to it. Place some coal in there. And just let those two things produce. So this will produce copper plates. This is going to produce iron plates. The copper plates is needed to create copper wire. One copper plate equals 2 wire cable. 3 cable and 1 iron plate makes an electronic circuit. So we need to make circuits. We need to make iron gear wheels to be able to get offshore pump, a couple boilers, a couple steam engines, a bunch of piping, and then from that, and that will set up our first energy generator. And then we're going to have to dive into transportation belts. One thing about this game that's kind of nice is I don't have to manually create the cable and then create the circuits. If I have enough raw materials to create all of that stuff and the things needed to create this, I could just go ahead and create the final product. So I can click on offshore pump, and down here in the left corner is the queuing system, what's crafting. It crafted all the materials for it and built it. So I'm going to do 2 boilers and a steam engine. So here's the 2 boilers, offshore, steam engine. I need 1 more steam engine and a bunch of pipes. So that's just going to take a bunch of iron plates. meantime, we're just going to run down and we'll go down to our water system here to place the stuff. So we're going to start with offshore. And just place it down. That's going to pump water. Couple pipes. Place those down. And then I'm going to place my boiler. I'm going to rotate it so water goes in the top and the bottom, and it outputs steam or heat to the right, the blue arrow. And I'm going to place two next to each other. And then the steam engine is just going to get hooked up right on the end. So the boiler is going to require water, which is what the pump is for, and it requires coal, and that will burn and heat up water to create steam. The steam will get pumped into the steam engine, to which it will transfer that into kinetic energy, which produces our electricity. And then we're going to have to harvest trees, get wood, copper to create electrical posts, and that's going to transfer our energy, our electricity from the generators up to our operation. Excuse me. And then from there we can start digging into some basic automation. So for next episode we are going to kind of start producing the materials needed to start transporting the coal from the coal pit down to our electricity system, and then we will start probably automating that system first, and then maybe start diving into setting up an automation for turning the raw iron into iron plates. One thing I like to mention quick while I have the map up I just thought of is we can see this red outline starting to appear. That is our pollution. In this game, everything you do creates pollution. All the machines, all the factories, everything creates pollution. And this will upset and cause monsters on the planet, or the world, to come attack you and your operation. So that's what the gun and stuff is for, to defend against them and keep your operation, your business, kind of, so to speak, safe. So as you build more stuff, that pollution's going to get, circle's going to get bigger and bigger and cause more and more monsters to come after you. So until next time, it's Caddy901 signing off.